Hey guys, Swamp Things here, and welcome to the newest episode of Apex Legends Casted. I'm taking a different approach, and this is actually the first video you get to see this ugly mug. That's right, I'm Swamp Things. Hello, nice to meet you. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe down below, and if you are not new here, then welcome back. Happy to see you. Don't forget to like and drop some comments, because this video is going to be a little different. We are going to be going through conversations rather than just casting my gameplay. I find that's kind of what everybody else does. That's what I don't want to just leave you a video of me playing a video game. You can do that by coming to my stream at twitch.tv/theswampthings, where you can see me live playing Apex Legends. So don't forget those. So let's get right into it. Apex Legends, chasing the high, and why I'm so passionate about this game, and probably get into why I kind of don't like the game at times as well. So one thing, chasing the high, this gameplay footage you see all around you, here, everywhere. I'm starting off in the map, we're about to drop, right? Well, this game is in ranked mode. It's actually my favorite mode. Now the reason why I like this mode is because I find the gameplay style and strategy is just a little more organized and not so surprising when it comes to fight engagements. So it is actually easier in terms of the overall collective, but also very hard when it comes to fighting people of similar skill levels, and etc, etc. So again, recap, ranked mode, my favorite mode. Now, chasing the high, what I mean by that is I love the tough endings, I love the crazy endings, I love the callouts, I love the anticipation and the suspense. And if you hang around long enough, because I know the video is kind of in length, you're going to get to see that at the end, so stick around. I'm also going to be asking you questions as well. And don't forget to answer those questions that I have for you in the comments section below, because I want to get your input. I want to know how you feel about this game. I want to know what your takeaways are. I want to know what you can give to me as a player, because I feel that we can all learn something from one another when we are doing things, not just in game, but also in life as well. So that's one thing that I like to do while I'm streaming, is have those conversations, whether it's playing or just sitting in the lobby. It doesn't really matter to me. So one thing is, Apex Legends dropped about a year and a half ago. It's, I think, a year and a half and a bit. It's not entirely 2 years. And so when I first started playing this game, it was just more of a casual thing. And one thing that I really enjoyed about the gameplay is exactly what it is today. It's fast, it's quick, but also you have to think. You have to use your analytical skills, your critical thinking. You got to be 2-3 steps ahead of everybody else that's in the lobby, right? So that's one of many reasons why I love Apex Legends, is that it just doesn't slow down, it doesn't stop. Now, it could have sparse, I guess, moments like this where you're just kind of looting in the beginning, but for me, I like going someplace where I can take my time into gunfights rather than dropping hot, having to duke it out. More teams are coming, you're just getting bombarded. I love those moments as well, don't get me wrong. It's just for the sake of winning, for the sake of RP, I like dropping a little far and starting off a little slower, because as you can tell right now, we're gonna get engaged, and I'm primed, I'm ready to go. Plus two, you don't feel so desperate looking for a gun, if it's like a Mozambique. I'd prefer the Mozambique over the P20 anyway, but let me know which one you like, the Mozambique or the P20. That's actually like the debate, because I'm saying Mozambique Bear, P20 Bear, like no hop up, nothing. So I find the Mozambique is actually a really OP gun because that thing has range. So here we are with my team, right? And this is exactly the kind of stuff that I love doing, is being organized with my teammates. And if you see me look down from time to time, I'm actually just looking at my screen. So I'm editing this and timing that and going here, going there. It's just crazy. So, and don't mind the backdrop. It's just kind of makeshift right now until we can get things up and running to the T, as you would say. Anyway, I digress. Going back to the teammates. This squad here is probably the best, the most organized squad I've ever been a part of. Period. There were a few squads since joining the PS4 gang back in the summertime that I did have success with, but these guys here that I'm playing with, we just had that rhythm. We just knew what we were doing. We anticipated each other's movements, and guess what? Not a word on the mic. I think I was in a party. I think I was streaming. I don't know what I was doing. No, I'm not in a party. I just saw that the mic was there, but I think I muted these guys, and so here we go with another engagement, right? Able to recuperate from the last fight. Now these guys, I knew my role, I knew what I wanted to do, I knew how I wanted to play, even though it was Octane. I wanted to either create the chaos or come in late to the fight to capitalize on the weak shields and whatnot. Now I know there's a lot of people that think like, you're stealing kills, you're doing this, you're doing that. Well, for me, as a Bloodhound main myself, I'd rather assist because I still get those assist points than go balls to the wall trying to kill everybody that I see. I see that these two players that I'm with, these random Rambos that I would call them, is they're confident in their abilities, and for me, that makes me confident what I need to do, right? So let me know below some of the good things that you like about random teammates that you've encountered in the past. What were your numbers? Like, what did you do? How many kills? Squad kills, individual kills, damage? Let me know. I'd really like to know. And if you've ever played with them again. So now, moving on. Why I love Apex Legends is it's going to get a little heavy for a second. A year before this game came out, my father abruptly passed away. He got hit by a transport and was pronounced at scene. Now pronounced at scene, I'm sure I don't need to get into that. But so for about a year before this game released, it was really rough for me. And my wife can attest to that. So when Apex Legends dropped, I was playing a lot of PUBG with my friends on Xbox, and I was just telling my wife, I was shattered. I was somewhere else. And aside from having my enjoyment, my time with my family, my wife, my children, my brothers and sisters, the support's there, Apex Legends hit me and moved me and brought a passion out of me in a way that no other game has since Halo, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Call of Duty never did that for me. I just enjoyed that. SOCOM did that for me. SOCOM Confrontation. It was an online PS game. So for me, Apex Legends was that new SOCOM, was that new Halo, it was just a new experience. All around experience. Different. And that's when it captured me, it captivated me, and it just held me for so long. Now, this year I actually took a couple months off of playing because I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. I kind of plateaued a bit. And then my wife surprised me with PlayStation, and now I'm on PlayStation. And I've been welcomed into a lot of the PlayStation community so far, and I'm really enjoying it. The differences between Xbox and PlayStation, Xbox players, a lot of them have mics, and it's a little more social on Xbox. For me, PlayStation is like, if you got a mic, you're serious about it. If you don't got a mic, then you're just playing. Or guys have the courtesy of doing text to voice, right? Or is it voice to text? Either or, tomato is red. Doesn't really matter. But So those are the differences I see with the PlayStation and the Xbox. It's not really bringing on a console war or debate, and so don't do that in the comments. You don't have to. I notice a lot of great players on PlayStation, just like I've noticed a lot of great players on Xbox. And for me, every time I play Apex Legends, it's because of matches like these where I'm kind of just chasing that high of having that suspense and the thrill and the rush of being last circle against maybe 2, 3 other teams, or maybe even 5 teams. You know, what's going to happen? And then all of a sudden, it goes from 5 teams to 4 teams to 3 teams to 2 teams, and you're just like, it's crazy, right? So, again, stick around for the end, because the end is just bonkers. I think you'll really like that. And so, again, tell me in the comments below, you know, what do you like about Apex Legends? What do you chase while you play it so much? And are you passionate enough to be competitive and to go after that competitive side of Apex Legends? You know, we can all gripe about, you know, skill-based matchmaking. We can gripe about cheaters and hackers on console, strike packers on, cheaters and hackers on PC, sorry. Strike packers on console. We can complain about those things. We can complain about the bugs and the glitches. Now, and so this is, for me, is like, what's the other side of that coin for you? Tell me what you like, but also tell me what you don't like about the game in sense of not the usual SBMM, like all the stuff that I just named. Don't tell me about those things. What are the other things that maybe don't get enough attention, right? So I can look into it more and I can experience that as well and kind of say, okay, I got you. So again, in the comments below, tell me what you dislike about the game so I can maybe experience it, or maybe I already have. Now, what I dislike about the game is not necessarily the game in itself. Like, again, the usual bugs and glitches, like the Octane's jump pad. I've noticed Bloodhound it doesn't really scan as many enemies as the scan doesn't really work sometimes. I noticed that it'll only pick up 1 or 2 people, and all of a sudden there's, you know, a full squad. If you did manage to go by my Twitter, I posted a video of me scanning like 10 hostiles at a time, and I'm happy that Bloodhound scan worked at that moment, because there's been times where it hasn't. So those are some things as well that are just kind of like, you know, things that they can fix easily. Like, we go through this game, we love this game, and we love to hate this game. A lot of people love to hate this game. But at the end of the day, we're all still playing this game. And I want to know why. Why are we still playing this game if there's so many problems, right? Because it's not necessarily a broken game. It's not to the point you can't play it. Now, for me, some of the positive things that I love about Apex Legends is the way they design their maps. For me, in my opinion, I think they should have a playlist that utilizes every iteration of the maps in Apex Legends, from day 1 King's Canyon to the nighttime, day 1 World's Edge to what we have today. Give us all the maps. Why not? That'd be so cool, just to go and mess around and have all these maps to play around with. Especially the people that love Skulltown. I do not like Skulltown. I never have. There's nothing good there in terms of loot wise. It was never really a high tier loot area. I preferred Thunderdome. Where else? It's the little town beside Thunderdome. It's no longer there. Obviously, Thunderdome and Skulltown's not there anymore. And what other spots? I really liked Water Treatment. Now I don't really like Water Treatment because of the rotations into salvage and whatnot. But again, I digress. Going back to the maps, like, give us all the maps ever created up until this point. Because I think that would be a great playlist of just selecting. And also, too, it would kind of weed out people that, or just rotate them every half hour, every single map, instead of picking and choosing. Because then you kind of know where everyone's going to be. But if we get all the maps, that'd be really cool. Even if it's like in 10-15 minute rotations, right? Because if you do half hour, it's still the same time period. But that's beside the point. I love Apex Legends maps, hands down. I love the terrain. World's Edge has actually been one of my favorite maps because of the terrain, because I'm an Octane main. I was an Octane main on Xbox. I was actually one of the top Octanes for Season 3 and 4 for most season wins. And that's in Canada on Xbox. And then like top 100 cross-platform, I believe. So that's like, that was really cool, and that's some of the greatest accomplishments I've had with this game so far. And don't mind, I'm a big hand talker. I'll always like blah, 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 right? And I love the terrain. I love what you can do with certain areas of the map, the buildings. I know World's Edge for a while was a little stale, but for me, I think pre-Harvester was such a great World's Edge map, where they had like where Harvester is now, and they had like the little buildings on the rock cut at that like really infamous choke point. It's still a choke point. They didn't really balance that part off when you got to rotate to the other side of, you know, frag or whatever. So that World's Edge, that was probably my favorite, with the train, with the other buildings that were there that are now destroyed in for what is now like Frag East and West, I believe. So I really love the map designs. Kings Canyon, I really love that map as well. I was never a big fan though of the nighttime one. I'll just tell you that much. You know, going back to the map thing real quick while I'm on, is like, it would be really cool if you could select your maps. You know, you need to have a selection process, like you need to have a selection number. You need to have 5 maps selected in order to play, or something like that, right? And then you can just select the ones you want to play, and then they'll easily, you know, cycle it through for you. Now going back to, now jumping ahead back to where it was, World's Edge, probably one of the best maps that, you know, the guys at Respawn, the guys and gals at Respawn have ever developed. Now the thing is, what I don't like about Apex Legends is not necessarily within the game, it's also within the community of people that just constantly look for something negative to say. I know I kind of got that way, but that was my own like pessimism, and I was just kind of in a, you know, different time because I was plateauing and all this stuff. But I think it's very important not to look at every little thing to complain about. You know, skill-based matchmaking, I understand, I really do, and I empathize and I sympathize with that. But if it's only just to make content, I don't see the point, because there's a lot of people playing this game that don't stream, that are not here on YouTube. So who are you really catering to? And that's the thing, is like, why do we always want to focus on the negative thing because something's not going our way? How about we like turn it around and be positive about it? Like for me, I liked the shield values before they switched it back from Season 6. I really liked that because I think it really gave everybody a fair shot at, you know, gave everybody a fair shake. Don't mind this really awful aim on my part. But I think it gave everybody a fair shake of competing against even highly skilled players. You know, giving those kids and those players that are not as confident, giving them that confidence because the shield values are down and you were able to, you know, kill enemies. You know, kill these, you know, get your kills, get your elims, get your points. And now that it's back, I feel there's a lot of confidence issues amongst players. So it's really interesting to see that, just the shift in attitudes amongst individuals when you're playing from when the shield values were lower to now, right? When they reverted pre-season 6. So now going into why I love Apex Legends and chasing the high, and it's moments like this where, like, I don't know if I'm gonna live or die, but I'm gonna keep fighting, I'm gonna keep shooting, and we're just gonna find out. Those are the things that I love doing, right? And I get so loud. I curse. I do all sorts of things. My wife gets really nervous for me too when, if she's watching or she laughs at me. So it's not just me enjoying the game, but it's also bringing that enjoyment to and that hype to my whole household. Our son, who's 11, plays this game. We play with him. We squat up and we rip through, and we've won a bunch of times as well. So it's it brings people together in different ways, and I know from experience it can you can tear a squad apart, if you're not making the right moves. But I think that's why, bringing back to what my wife had told me, you're not playing well is because you're not having fun. You're in this competitive mode. Try not to be, right? And I'll always say this, and she's right. She's right about that, because once I started just having fun, once I just started taking the pressure off myself, I realized that I'm just looser. I play better everything. So, is it really skill-based matchmaking, or is it just as soon as something happens, you get negative and you get in your own head and you can't play well anymore? You know what I mean? So leave some comments down below, and I want to know your thoughts. I really do, and I appreciate everybody coming in and watching the video. I hope you subscribe again if you haven't, and I hope you like and comment and share and get this video out there, because I'd like to know everyone's thoughts on what they think about Apex Legends, good or bad, and not the usual SBMM and bugs and all sorts of things. Anyway, this is Swamp Things saying thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see everybody later.
One, two, three, four.